Hung's dangerous job on the border doesn't just test his endurance, it puts his love for Hoai Ca to the ultimate test. Every day, he faces life-threatening risks, from tense patrols to dangerous smuggling operations. Meanwhile, Hoai Ca stays at home, her heart heavy with worry, counting the days until he comes back. Can their love survive the constant threats that come with Hung's work? What will Hoai Ca do when his safety is always on the line? Will they ever be able to build a happy future together? Or will everything collapse under the relentless pressure of his dangerous life? Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more dramatic twists in this story. The small house still holds a sense of warmth, despite all the difficulties around them. Hung and Hoai Ca sit next to each other, the dim light from the lamp casting shadows on their faces, both filled with quiet sadness. In the stillness, they don't rush to eat, taking the time to reflect on the future. Hoai Ca looks at Hung, her eyes full of concern and affection, but she doesn't say anything. She knows that Hung is facing some major decisions in his life, and she feels that no matter how tough things get, he won't give up. Hoai Ca reflects on the days gone by, on the decisions they've made together. Life hasn't always been easy, but they've always been there for each other, sharing both the struggles and the joys. But this time, Hoai Ca knows that Hung's decision will change everything. His choice to transfer to a faraway place with no family or friends is a huge challenge. She doesn't know whether she should encourage him to stay or continue supporting him in pursuing the path he has chosen. These worries weigh heavily on Hoai Ca's mind, but she can't stop believing in Hung. She knows that he can overcome anything as long as she's by his side. However, the fear of him facing these challenges alone in a distant place keeps her unsettled. During those long nights of deep thought in those quiet moments together, Hoai Ca knows they are at a crucial turning point. Hung can't hide the uncertainty in his heart. He knows that moving the family to the border area is a big decision. Not only does he face challenges at work, but he also has to accept a major shift in his family life. But deep down, his determination and hope for the future still burn strong. He believes that no matter how many obstacles come their way, as long as Hoai Ca is with him, they will get through it all. Although dinner is over and the house feels peaceful, his mind can't find peace. He continues working, but his thoughts are consumed by how this decision to transfer will change both their lives. Hung knows that working in the border area is no easy feat. That place is not only far away, but also full of hidden dangers. Every day, he faces tense situations, from cross-border smuggling deals to dealing with poor, uneducated locals. Although he always tries his best to complete his tasks, things don't always go smoothly. Every time he goes out or takes part in patrols, he worries about his own safety. Sometimes, Hung thinks about taking a simpler job, one that keeps him closer to his family. But a part of him pushes him to continue. He can't give up the job he's worked so hard for. It's the responsibility he's taken on, and he won't turn back. However, the worry about Hoai Ca never leaves his mind. He knows that when he's not nearby, she'll have to face her own concerns and challenges, ones she can't solve alone. During the first days in the new place, Hung faced many difficulties. His relationships with colleagues were not always smooth, and work came with many problems to solve. He tried to fit in, but the cultural differences and living conditions made him feel exhausted. Sometimes, he just wanted to give up everything and return to his family. But he couldn't. Hoai Ca doesn't know about these worries. She only sees Hùng trying to hide his struggles, always putting on a strong front in front of her. But his eyes can't hide everything. Hoai Ca understands, and that's why she always worries about him. She doesn't want him to endure everything alone, doesn't want him to go through these trials without the support of his family. They both know that Hung's job can't change overnight. Conversations about work life at the border and the dangers he faces only make Hoai Ca worry more. However, she understands that Hùng is determined and won't change his decision. They had sat down together many times discussing the future. Hùng admitted that bringing his family to where he worked was not an easy decision. The environment there was still full of challenges, and living among people who hadn't received proper education made him feel uneasy. Even though the job was stable, the lack of infrastructure and basic facilities made Hùng hesitant. Hoai Ca always feared that if her family lived there, their life would be very difficult. She didn't want Hùng to bear all the responsibility alone, but she also couldn't force him to give up what he had chosen. However, she understood that it would be hard to find a balance between work and family. Her mind told her to ask Hùng to come back, but her heart wanted him to continue on the path he had chosen. Hùng hesitated before speaking up. "I don't want to disappoint you, but I think I need to wait a little longer before making a decision. There are a lot of challenges here, and I'm not sure about the future yet. I know you're worried about me, but you also need to understand I need to do this." Hoai Ca sat in silence for a moment, her eyes full of thought. She didn't say anything, just quietly nodded. She understood that Hùng couldn't make a final decision yet and would likely face many challenges ahead. But Hoai Ca still believed that no matter what decision he made, Hùng would do what was best for both of them. "I understand. Whatever you decide, I'll support you. If you need more time, I'll wait." Hoai Ca said softly, her patience and love in her words, which moved Hùng deeply. "I won't disappoint you," Hùng promised. Their conversation ended in silence, each lost in their own thoughts. Both knew that no matter how many challenges they would face, as long as they were together, they would find the best path forward. Hùng knew he needed more time, but his heart never stopped believing in a happy future with Hoai Ca by his side. Hoai Ca and Hùng walked out to the garden where the tomato seedlings were starting to sprout. Hùng reached out to move some branches aside, letting the sunlight filter through the lush green leaves. They both began their work, building trellises for the tomato plants to climb, helping them grow strong. It was a simple task, but in the quiet of the garden, they felt a sense of closeness and peace. Hùng carefully cut bamboo branches and tied them together into arches so the tomatoes could climb. Hoai Ca stood by his side, her eyes lighting up as she watched each trellis slowly take shape. She kept encouraging him, and despite the tiring work, it was a time when they both found joy in the simple things. When they finished one trellis, Hoai Ca looked at Hùng and smiled. "Thank you, working with you is so much fun." Even though there are many challenges, thinking about the future, about our home, makes everything feel lighter. Hùng paused, looked at her with warmth and hope in his eyes. "I feel the same way. No matter how hard things get right now, as long as I have you, we'll get through it together. I hope that in the future, every morning when we wake up, we'll see these tomato trellises and remember the hard days we've been through together. They continued their work, Hùng holding the knife, while Hoai Ca lifted the trellis higher. They worked without stopping, knowing that this task was just a small part of the larger journey they were on. But for Hoai Ca and Hùng, every step in life had meaning, and their love was the driving force that kept them strong through any storm. When the last trellis was finished, they stood back and admired their work. Under the evening sky, the tomato trellises stood tall, a symbol of the hopes and dreams they were building. Hùng gently took Hoai Ca's hand, feeling the connection in every moment. "Do you know," he said softly, "each of these tomato plants is like us. Even though they face challenges with care and love, they will grow strong. And our life is the same way. If we don't give up, everything will get better." Hoai Ca was touched, smiling at Hùng. "I believe in you. I believe in us. No matter what happens, we'll always be together." They looked at each other, their eyes filled with hope for a bright future where they would overcome every difficulty together. They believed that no matter how many challenges awaited them, as long as they were together, they would build a better life. Under the evening sunlight, they stood side by side with the tomato trellises as a living image of love and hope.
Ba người Hùng, Hà và bà Bảy dường như không có thời gian để lãng phí. Họ không cho phép mình dừng lại. Họ lên đường đến khu dân làng với hy vọng tìm được sự giúp đỡ từ những người dân thân thiện nơi đây. Mỗi ngôi nhà họ ghé qua đều mang đến một hy vọng mới. Từng người dân trong làng, dù bận rộn hay mệt mỏi, đều không ngần ngại nào tiếp nhận lời cầu xin này. Mỗi bước đi của họ từ ngôi nhà này đến ngôi nhà khác đều là những nỗ lực không ngừng. Câu hỏi lớn nhất trong lòng họ lúc này là liệu Hoài Ca có thể quay trở lại như cô đã từng làm trước đây. Liệu họ có thể đưa cô về lại với gia đình, hay lần này cô sẽ mãi mãi lạc mất như ba lần trước. Từng giây phút trôi qua, họ càng cảm thấy nặng nề hơn với những lo lắng không nguôi, không biết tương lai sẽ đưa họ đến đâu. Cuộc tìm kiếm không kết thúc khi màn đêm buông xuống với quyết tâm và sự kiên trì.